The Olympic Games were where exceptional athletes compete to earn international Olympic glory. Since their ancient beginnings, the Games have showcased competitors based on their outstanding athleticism and inspirational achievement in sport. Or do they? This podcast will critically examine how the media turns Olympic athletes into celebrities, both through the coverage of the Olympic Games as well as the commercial use of athletes as spokespeople and product endorsers. This evidence suggests that modern-day Olympians no longer become famous purely for their athletic achievement, but instead because they are manipulated by the media and commercial advertisers.
Pierre de Coubertin, the founder of the International Olympic Committee, first involved the media to garner support for the Olympic Games and its athletes. The media has now become intrinsically involved with the Olympics and is currently the largest source of revenue for the Games. The Olympics have become what Professor Nancy Rivenberg termed a media event, and the athletes are its celebrities.
Intimated, I think the media picks on celebrity sports stars because they have some type of charisma or presence. But that charisma or presence, despite the fact I think there has to be a bare minimum, that it obviously is helpful if they're not ugly or they don't have any weird physical facial tics, etc. But they still have to have this charisma or the sense of being winners.
The media uses this image of Olympic athletes as winners or heroes and focuses on the greatness of their achievement.
The journalism of the Olympics has served to make Olympians considerably larger than life, far more interesting in newsprint than they are in reality.
However, with thousands of outstanding athletes to choose from, the media doesn't just cover Olympians based on their heroic achievements. The athletes that attract attention either because of their appearance, background, or behavior are also promoted by the media because they are considered commercially viable. Despite the fact that these athletes may not be top Olympians, they too are turned into Olympic stars. For instance, American Olympic figure skater Johnny Weir recently rose to fame not only because of his athletic ability and his Olympic achievements, but also because of his flamboyant appearance.
He is one of America's most outspoken and colorful sports figures, a world medalist, a three-time U.S. national figure skating champion, and just finished competing in the Olympics.
He finished 6th overall in figure skating in Vancouver. He's a three-time U.S. national champion.
But Olympian Johnny Weir is known for more than his flair on the ice. He's also known for speaking his mind and for his flashy skating costumes, the feathers, the sequins, the tulle. Where does he get those outfits?
Johnny Weir is the last person figure skating needs as a role model.
I'm always thought of as the sparkly, flamboyant character that wore a crown of roses. I mean, that's what people see of me, and they come up with a notion of what I must be like.
I have the reputation of not being a real athlete because I like fashion. I like to run my mouth and do all this crazy stuff.
As Johnny Weir has shown, when Olympic athletes become celebrities, the media does not just focus on their athleticism. The digression from portraying Olympians in an athletic context is furthered by advertisers who use Olympians as spokespeople for various products.
Not much compares to the intensity of a big race, unless, of course, you've experienced full high-definition plasma from Panasonic.
Advertisers create Olympic celebrities to associate their success with brand names. The result is that Olympians don't just become famous for being outstanding athletes, but often because of the commercial products and sponsors that they represent.
Susie Chaffee has changed her name.
Call me Susie Chapstick. It's real chapstick weather, hot and dry. So chapstick's the only name for me.
Despite the commercialization of Olympians, there still remains a distinct difference between these athletes and traditional celebrities.
Exception. There will always be an element of that. Is a media sports star, the charismatic, the physical appearance will always play a part. But I do think there is always that stubborn kernel of physical ability that sets them apart from most other celebrities.
This podcast aimed to show how Olympic athletes have been turned into celebrities, why certain athletes become famous, and how advertisers increase the fame of Olympians through product campaigns and endorsements. Whether or not this takes away from the true ideals of Olympism and athleticism remains up to the audience.